I quit my job at Facebook the week of the all-time high stock price, and just 1 month before the infamous name change to Meta. This marked a shift in focus to the metaverse and a sharp stock decline. So did I know something the outside world didn't? Did I predict the downfall of a product that hadn't even been invented yet? Or did I just coincidentally time the market perfectly? Well, we will answer all of those questions. But first, I want to acknowledge that I am sort of late to this metaverse conversation, but we still need to define our terms. So I'm going to quickly give you a definition of the metaverse for this video, but don't worry, I'll keep it short, something like under 30 seconds. Okay, so a metaverse is simply a three-dimensional virtual world. And these are not new, we've had them for nearly 2 decades through video games such as Second City. But what is new is this idea of incredible immersion through virtual reality. So the idea is that theoretically in the future, virtual reality headsets such as the Meta Quest can get so good that it will become indistinguishable from real life, making the metaverse an incredible tool for social connection. Okay, so that is what Meta is attempting to build. But then the question is, will this be successful? And I think there are 2 primary components to consider. First of all is going to be feasibility. Can they even build a metaverse that is going to be this immersive like they say? As of now, virtual reality is pretty amazing, but it still falls short in a lot of ways. The main way for me is going to be interaction. All of the movement you do when interacting with the world happens through hand controllers. You hold a controller similar to a traditional video game, and this sort of takes you out of that experience. Additionally, the avatars look sort of like avatars from the Nintendo Wii. And that's not to throw shade at the Wii was awesome, but it certainly was not immersive. So to me, for this immersion to actually happen, we need to be able to interact just like the real world, and people need to look like real people. Second, there needs to be a product market fit. Do people even want a metaverse? And this is not the first virtual reality related product on the market. And if we look back at those products, and they were a lot less ambitious, but they were similar, a lot of them have been rejected by society, so starting with augmented reality, Google Glass and Snapchat Spectacles both just sort of looked weird, they weren't that useful, and they created a myriad of privacy concerns. And then going forward to virtual reality, things like the Oculus Quest were cool products and people like it, but for a lot of people it creates motion sickness, for others it's just not that interesting, and for some people it's just out of reach financially. As a gaming device, this was fine. But as a metaverse device, accessibility is so important. The device needs to be accessible to as many people as possible, otherwise it will become a gatekeeper to social interaction. Now, maybe we will get to a point in the future where the metaverse is like the internet, and different people can access it in different ways depending on what works best for them. But there is a key distinction there. That is that the internet was not developed or controlled by a single company. So it remains to be seen if we will have these different devices for different people, but presumably in the future we could get there. Okay, so now the big question. Will Meta be able to overcome these challenges? Will the metaverse thrive, or will it fail like so many products before it? Well, I think it's too early to tell, but here's my opinion. From a technology perspective, I actually think they will get there. But I think much like Tesla's self-driving cars, it's going to take much longer than anyone actually expects. But then comes the problem of product market fit, and honestly, I just don't think people want a metaverse. Maybe they will build something so amazing that it changes people's minds, but the current sentiment seems to be that people just don't want this. And more than this, people just don't trust Meta as a company. I'll leave whether or not that's warranted for another video, but the public perception of Meta seems to be fairly negative, and I think this is going to create a very long road ahead for the metaverse or really any new products that they create. That said, the virtual reality products will probably do a good job of competing with things like Zoom, but it still remains to be seen if there's actually a market for this larger metaverse. Now, going back to the opening question, when I left Facebook, did I know something that the world didn't? Honestly, not really. I knew nothing of these plans to create a metaverse or to change the company name to Meta. So maybe you could say I timed the market perfectly. Or, potentially, I left a company that was about to create the most world-changing product that anybody has ever seen. For now, we can't know, but I look forward to seeing what Meta does in the future, and of course trying out these new Metaverse products as they come out. But for now, that is going to be the end of this video, so if you did enjoy it, make sure to like the video, subscribe for future content, and if you were curious why I actually left Meta, check out this video here.